All right, so what we're going to show you today is the show floor demo that we have here at Gamescom. It's the first time that the game is playable to the public, and we're very happy and excited to have that happen. That said, the demos, it's a very complex game. So, there are a lot of options, a lot of things you can do. It's completely open, so we want to show you different ways you can play through the stage that we have here on the show floor. People may be familiar with it. It's the same stage that we showed off back at E3. But back then, we kind of had things tweaked a little bit because we have what's called a revenge system in the game, where enemies will counter your tactics. For example, if you do a lot of headshots, they'll start developing helmets and wear armor and helmets. Or if you go in at night, they'll start using flashlights or night vision goggles. So what we're going to show you here is more of a good example of what the player would experience the first time they play the game, as far as the enemies are concerned. But that said, we also have some cool surprises in there for the player, because we want to have the player experience some of the cool new weapons and items that we have.
Yeah.
So we have some surprises in there. We'll show that to you today in the demo. So, yeah, if you
I'm super excited.
Yeah, please.
All right, so here we are. It's the title screen. You're in your ACC, your helicopter. So let's go ahead and get started here. One thing, too, for everybody who's here at the Gamescom, we have a hint screen in there in the demo as well. So during loading, you can flip through these hints and kind of get a good idea of how to play the game. Yeah, because it can be overwhelming at first.
Even for virtual players, I'm sure there's new mechanics that have been introduced and new elements they have to master.
Exactly. So if you played Ground Zeroes, you have an advantage, of course. But if you haven't, take a look at the hints. That'll help you out a lot. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the game. And this is the start point for the demo here. Of course, in the actual game, you can start anywhere you like. You can choose a drop point from the map. You can also wander into a mission area organically just by wandering around. And here, if we look at our map, you can see our mission area. It's called Deshigo Calais. And our mission is to eliminate its Spetsnaz commander, this guy here. So first order of business is to get to the mission area. And we have D-Horse with us, which is one of your buddies. Yeah.
Awesome.
Horsey. So we can get on D-Horse and then ride to our mission area. And you can see the mission area marked on the map, or on the screen actually, by the yellow square there.
It looks absolutely stunning. I'm kind of open-mouthed at just beautiful this game mode is.
Yeah, and it's all 60 frames per second, 1080p running here. We're using the PS4 build right now. Also, what you're seeing on the screen right now is Miller's explaining about some cool extra things you can do. You can also gather animals while you're out in the field. So I think we showed off people fulfilling sheep in the past. You can gather all kinds of animals, bring them back to Mother Base, create your own zoo if you like.
Oh,
so it's a lot of fun. And you get rewards for that as well. So right here we have an enemy patrol. Enemies will patrol roads as you get close to their compounds. So we're going to use one of Snake's new abilities to hang off the side of the horse here. And that actually lowers your profile to make it harder for you to be spotted. We're going to try and sneak around these guys.
Oh, nice moves there.
All right, so let's try to take these guys out without being spotted. Oh. Good, tough shot here. All right, we got that guy. And while that guy's down, this guy's going to be distracted, so let's sneak up behind him and see if we can interrogate him. Okay, so you can interrogate guys like this, and this is really useful for getting information. This guy, for example, told us where we can find a vehicle. So if we wanted to, we could now go and grab that vehicle. But for now, we'll just go ahead and pull from this guy back to Mother Base. And you'll notice that all these guys are speaking Russian right now, and we're seeing subtitles because we Fulton extracted an interpreter. If you don't do that, then whenever you enter a war zone, the soldiers will speak their native language, and you can't understand what they're saying. So it's always a good idea to get the interpreter. All right, so these guys will go back to Mother Base, and part of the gameplay in this game is recruiting members into your army, so you can take guys like this from the field, send them back to Mother Base, and have them join Down the Dogs.
The recruiting is so cool. The animals and people. It's like you're building your team.
Yeah, totally. Animals, people, resources, a lot of options. All right, so this is our mission area here. And the first thing you should do before you go sneaking into any enemy stronghold is to scope the area out. So we'll go ahead and use our int scope to start marking enemies. And one thing to note is that we're using an upgraded version of the int scope. If you look at the right-hand side of your screen, you see that we have stats there. And you can take a look to see how good these guys are and whether or not you want to Fulton them. Because you actually have a limited number of Fultons per mission, so you don't want to just waste them, right?
So you can see who you want to recruit.
Exactly. Like, does this guy have good stats? Does he have any special skills? And pick and choose. All right, so next I want to show off some of the weapons and items in the game. This is just a small sampling, of course, of what's in the actual game, but we have a variety of lethal and non-lethal weapons. And in addition, we also have various arms for Snake. Of course, he has a prosthetic arm. And you can upgrade that. So you start off with a bionic arm, you can upgrade to a stun arm, which discharges electricity, or a rocket arm that you can actually fire off like a missile. And if you played past Metal Gears, it's kind of like the Nikita missile from past chapters of the series.
Awesome.
We also have a variety of uniforms. Of course, we have different types of camouflage. We have a battle dress, which is good for good for battle. It increases your defense. And also a sneaking suit, which lowers the amount of sound that you make as you sneak around. You could also call in vehicles if you like. We have a couple prepared for the demo. You can call in tanks, trucks, whatever you like. For the loadout, now loadout is something new for Phantom Pain, and this is something that users can customize. So before you jump into a mission, you can prepare different loadouts and just call it into the field. So it's quick and easy. It's a combination of different weapons and equipment.
So you have to spend less time kind of going through the menu system, choosing things when you change.
So you can create your favorite loadouts. So in the demo, loadout 1 is for kind of a balanced option. Loadout 2 is for combat. And then loadout 3 is a non-lethal option for sneaking around.
Cool. I love the non-lethal option.
Yeah, so we're going to go with non-lethal actually for today, because that's just how we roll. And we'll also call in a different buddy. So we're going to call in D-Walker. D-Walker is like this robotic buddy who can help you out in many different ways. So we'll see D-Horse will go back to base. He's fine. No animals are harmed here. And we'll then equip our cardboard box.
Praise the box. Praise the box.
Yes. And this is something new, actually, in Phantom Pain. You can actually slide down slopes with the box.
I don't think I'll get any missions done. I'll just be sliding the box.
So the box has been upgraded a lot. You can still use it to hide, as you can see here. But, of course, the enemies are smart. You know, if AI sees you moving around the box, they'll come to investigate. So this guy has seen us moving, so he's going to try to come down and see what's going on. Before he gets here, let's see if we can run over there and intercept him. All right, so we got behind him, so we can hold him up, and we can go ahead and try and interrogate this guy now. And he's told us where his boss is. So this is actually very useful information for us. You recall that our mission here is to eliminate the Spetsnaz commander. Now we know where to look. So we just took a look at our map there. We saw the location. We know where to focus our search. And here is our loadout, so we'll go ahead and grab that. And you'll notice when we jump in here, you'll see a bunch of weapons and equipment being listed up on the left side of the screen there, so that shows all the stuff that was in your loadout.
Nice cache there.
Yeah.
These animations are so satisfying.
Yeah, everything strings together really smoothly. A lot of effort put into that. Also, you notice we picked up some materials. These materials you can gather in the field. They go back to Mother Base, and you can use that to upgrade and develop new weapons as well. All right, and we also see D-Walker. So this is your robotic buddy who has arrived in the field. So we could use him right now, but we're leaving there because we don't know if there are enemies on the road, so we don't want to get spotted. We'll scout ahead with Snake first, make sure the coast is clear. All right.
Great shot.
Yeah, nice shot there.
The environments are so beautiful as well. It's really a stunning
yeah, and this is just one example of the time of day. You know, it will change dynamically. Time passes realistically, so night will fall and the sun moves through the sky, everything, and there are different weather effects as well. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to call D-Walker here and show off one of D-Walker's cool features. It's actually called Search Mode. And D-Walker has an AI, which allows him to do various things for Snake. For example, searching for enemies. So right now we ordered Search Mode. He'll scan the area and automatically mark enemies. So save some time there.
Cool.
All right, so now we have the enemies marked. So we'll go on in here. And we'll try to get a higher vantage point because we want to get rid of the commander from long distance. Kind of show off how to play, very sneaky and without being spotted. Yeah. So we'll start scanning the area. We know he should be in this compound somewhere. Actually, there he is.
Looks like we found him.
All right, so there's our target. We're going to try and take him out from long distance here with our sniper rifle, but it's a long distance shot, which is hard to make. So we're going to use pentasmin, which is a drug that you can use to stabilize your nerves and kind of get a more stable shot. We'll go ahead and see if we can line it up here.
Leaning in.
Nice shot. All
wow.
Right.
Very, very nice.
Okay. And you'll notice that since we took him out from 100 meters or more, we actually unlocked a secret mission task.
Oh.
Each mission has various mission tasks that you can unlock, so there's a lot of replayability. And you can always go back and replay missions later if you want to make sure you get all the mission tasks.
Awesome. So it's not just a case of you can play your own way, you can find stuff out by playing your own way.
Exactly. And then you can try to go back and perfect your playthrough.
Yeah.
And it's episodic, which is different. It's new for Phantom Pain. Everything's episodic, so you can jump back in and easily replay missions. All right, so that said, we got the guy tranquilized, but it's not over until we get him out of the mission area. So we're going to sneak in now. We'll use a new item, Stealth Camo, which may be familiar to people who played Metal Gear for a long time.
Yeah.
But this is a prototype version of the Stealth Camo, so it will wear off fairly quickly. You can see the gauge in the lower left, so we need to hurry here. We'll also call D-Walker to this position so that we can make a quick escape once we get our target.
And that pre-planning.
Right. So a lot of strategy involved. You got to make sure you know what's going on. All right, so be careful here. We'll switch to a weapon that's better for close range combat. All right, so here's our target. So we'll get him out of here.
And D-Walker's going to help you do it, huh?
Yeah, we could bring him to D-Walker if we want, or it's easier. In this case, we could just Fulton him out because we actually have some Fulton balloons left. You could put him on D-Walker if you like. You'll also notice that we have some music in the background.
Yeah, the environmental background.
So there are stereos, and enemies will play tapes. You can actually take those tapes from the stereos and use them in your Walkman and play them back.
Oh my god! So it's
yeah.
like proper collectibles that actually exist in the world, not just an arbitrary thing.
Right, right. Okay, so now we got the target out of here. Next, we just got to call our chopper and escape from the hot zone. That said, it looks like we're spotted from behind, so we'll have to shoot our way out. So now this is where D-Walker comes in handy. If you get caught up in battle, D-Walker, of course, is cool with search mode and all that, but he really excels at kicking ass.
Yeah,
so
this is where it comes to the fore.
Yeah, exactly. So this is where we see some fireworks.
You can be kind of a mech suit almost.
Yeah, essentially, and you can customize D-Walker as well. He has various modes, and you can upgrade him by investing in R&D. It is worth noting as well that you don't have all this stuff from the beginning of the game, obviously. This is an example of after powering up many of your weapons and investing in development.
So amazing.
Oh, and it's turning to nighttime now.
Yeah. And you notice as well that the enemies have launched a search flare to the sky there. So when you trigger an alert, if it's at night, they'll launch search flares. If you stick around too long, they'll start launching mortars at you. They'll send search parties out to find you. So it's never a good idea to stay in one spot for too long. The enemies are actually quite intelligent, so we'll keep on moving. And so here's our helicopter.
And it was great to see the way things changed during the mission. How
And I think anyone who's playing this on show floor can attest to that. The fact that every time you play through, it'll be different.
It'll be completely different. Yeah, we saw one very small way of playing it.
So yeah, the options are literally limitless, and it's very replayable. So hopefully people have fun with that. All right, so we escaped the hot zone without being spotted. Well, we were spotted, but without being killed, I guess I should say. So we were good. That's mission accomplished.
Awesome.
And we see the results screen here. You will notice that we have a bonus up in the upper right for extracting the commander rather than killing him. Of course, non-lethal gameplay is rewarded.
Cool.
There's also practical reward for that as well, because guys like commanders will have very good stats. So if you extract them and bring them back to Mother Base, they can help you out. And you can put them in your combat unit or your R&D unit or wherever you want.